Hi, and welcome to another episode of Your Future, Your Finances. I'm your host, Brian Kuhn. We're talking about the political landscape as well as the writing industry. We have a guest on the show today, Jamie McIntyre, who has a book out about election and outsiders, which of course is a relevant topic in today's world, to say the least. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you, Brian.
So tell us a little bit about the book and the theme of it, if you will.
Well, imagine a billionaire self-funding his campaign, a complete political outsider, and kind of tapping into the unrest of the crowd, manipulating social media, and eventually climbing to be the president.
In a fiction form written before.
We thought it was fiction, yes, and it was written. I wrote it with my father. Actually, my father did the predominant amount of writing. I was the one that just kind of nudged him and beat him up along the way and set some of the plot points. We wrote it before Trump was even a candidate.
Wow.
So, and it's actually part of a trilogy. So the first book was written back in 2008, right after the financial crisis, and the same characters kind of go through each of those books. This one stands on its own, but still, we had no idea, Trump was going to be a candidate. Our candidate actually runs against a female senator, a woman senator. We had a clue that maybe that was going to be the case, but I had no idea that Trump was going to run, let alone win. And we had actually rushed to get this published and out there prior to the election.
So what sort of research do you do when you come up with a scenario like that, and how social media is going to be used and how the political landscape might play out if somebody tried to do that?
A lot of it is listening in general, and I think what we did is we kind of tapped into this unrest that was out there that just felt like political gridlock. As you know, being this close to Washington, D.C., you can't avoid it, right? It's all around. So it was really just all of the conversations that we had in and around with a lot of people that are in the government, where they were stuck, and we said what needs to happen is kind of a nuclear option, if you will, and to drop somebody in that is a complete maverick, a complete outsider, if you will, to stir things up. One of the best ways for an outsider to ascend that quickly, first is to be obscenely rich. That certainly helps.
All right.
But also to tap into social media and use that crowd unrest that's there to be able to support them all the way through.
What do you think of the political environment now? Do you think it's healthy that we go through a period like this?
Well, obviously, since we wrote a book that says that, we thought that it made sense to actually kind of reboot the system or give shock paddles to the system, if you will. I think that's kind of what you see going on right now. I'm actually glad that there's this level of discussion. I also like seeing action over inaction, even if some of that action is, perhaps not what's best for the country. We'll wait and we'll see. But at least the gridlock that's been there for even longer than 8 years, 16 years, 12 years, whatever it is, has stirred up. So I like the fact that the conversations are at the top of people's tongues. Maybe the vitriol could be taken down a little bit, but still that they're there.
Seems like there's a lot of engagement now. A lot of people want to get involved and do something.
Huge.
Not sure what yet.
But the fact that it's being done, I think, is fantastic for the country.
Yeah.
Just to have that level of engagement.
So you mentioned you wrote this with your father, and this is not actually the first one. There have been more than one now.
That's correct.
And so this is actually like a secondary career, as I understand it, right? You're in the angel investing business?
So both of us are in the investment business or financial business. I used to have a wealth management business myself, but I sold that. Now I'm doing angel investments. My father is a financial advisor and has been ranked in Barron's as one of the top 10 financial advisors ever since they've been ranking him.
Great.
And the initial novel was written really about financial advisors. It's called Insiders, and it was about insider trading. And that was something that he wasn't personally familiar with, the insider trading.
That's good.
But still the concept of it. So we started by writing about something that we knew, and as the money and power just started to interchange, it kind of got to this point where it made sense to add government.
So how do you go about, going from an idea to making a book not only out, but maybe even profitable for anybody watching who might want to write a book one day?
Well, I don't know the answer to that, right? So if I'm not yet, at least. And one of the things that decisions we had to make was to not attempt to find a publisher because it was so timely, and we were just stunned that it was as timely as it was. Mm-hmm. So we actually used a kind of a self-publisher, a third-party publisher, to be able to get this out as quickly as we could. Mm-hmm. We wanted to get it out before the election. It actually says on it, the novel to read before you vote, just to prove that we got it out there in time. And now we've just been trying to, use social media ourselves, use our friends and family. We're in a great spot that we have just such a large group of people that have read the books in the past. They've been highly rated on Amazon, so there's kind of this upswell that's helping to carry us a little bit.
Yeah.
But with regards to profits, we are actually donating all the profits to Alzheimer's.
Oh yeah, we'll get into that right after the break.
Great.
So we'll be right back. We're speaking with Jamie McIntyre, and you're watching Your Future, Your Finances.